Anna comes from Advertio, a company which builds ad campaigns completely tailored to the business needs, as different businesses have different goals. We usually associate ads with evil design, but maybe Anna will show us a different perspective. Anna Parada calls herself Parada, and she is the lead product designer at Advertio. She is also the organizer and active member of the Google Developer Group Lisbon and Women Tech Makers Lisbon. Her talk today is about when design does not work. Okay, thank you, Anna.
Digital product designer at Advertio, and the idea to this presentation came from my experience as a designer dealing with the end user, the stakeholders, the clients. So today I'm going to talk about when design doesn't work. First, I would like to share some thoughts about what really is to design, what really means to design. Because people tend to see design as an aesthetic attribute. People usually refer to an object as saying, oh, it has a beautiful design. And actually, when referring to a product as saying that it's a bad or a good design, people are actually referring that the product is bad because it's ugly, or good because it's beautiful. So, Steve Jobs once said that design is not just what it looks like or what it feels like. Design is how it works. And I agree with this definition because design is also about functionality. And also, design combines a lot of different disciplines like art, ergonomics, psychology, economics, sociology, and a lot of other disciplines. Because we, as designers, need to know about all of different things. We need to know about humans and society so we can design better. So I'm going to give a definition of what good design is for me as a digital product designer. So for me, good design is a solution that combines technology, usability, user needs, and visual arts to produce something that the world did not exist. But for this presentation, I brought a simple but powerful definition of good design. Good design is invisible. And in this definition, Dieter Rams is saying that people really don't see design happening when design is good. So, for example, when you notice that a space has an air conditioner, it's because it's working wrong. Well, so we can say that design has impact in people's lives. So because I am a digital product designer, I am more concerned about the experience around different digital devices as smartphones, tablets, and computers. And I've heard many times quotes like this, that I'm not a techie, I'm not a technology, I'm not a computer person. And in fact, computers are still ambiguous to some users. So, because of this, we tend to act differently when comparing a relationship human to human versus a human to computer relationship. So, if in real life we tend to blame others, for example, for something wrong that happens, in case of computers it's different. So, in case of computers, we tend to blame ourselves because something wrong that happens. So, if you don't know how the UI of the machine is working, we blame ourselves. And actually, for example, when the UI is beautiful, we feel obligated to know how it works, to know how to deal with the interface. So, if we can't, it's our fault, and we start to feel unfit. Actually, there's a cliche that says that people don't like changes. And in digital interfaces, it's a big truth. So when something changes on UI, people tend to have difficulty to interact with the interface. So they are difficult to adapt. So when they start to not being able to figure out the changes, they feel excluded. Another thing that happens, mostly with our smartphones, for example, is that the navigation is so immersive that we start to interact with the smartphone, receiving a simple notification, and then we navigate through our Twitter feed, Instagram feed, Facebook feed, and we get lost, we get unproductive, and we feel really that like we are wasting time. Also, in case of the UIs, the dark patterns that are UIs that force a user, a unique user behavior, that's a problem. So I brought the example of Instagram stories, and in this case, we can question how to close this Insta story correctly. So it's really difficult because if we swipe up, we follow the link. If we swipe left, we go to another Instagram story. So that's one of many dark patterns examples that exist on the web. We associate dark patterns mostly to e-commerce, for example, because we need to profit. We need to the user acts interacts with something that we want them to do. So we can say that dark patterns are UIs that are crafted to make users interact in a specific manner. So to finish this presentation, I brought a real-life example. I don't know if anyone had heard about it, but how bad design killed Jenny. Jenny was a child at the hospital. She had cancer, and the treatments were so aggressive that she needed to be hydrated before and after the treatment. So one day, when the nurses did the shift change, they didn't notice that Jenny needed to be hydrated. And that happens because the elements on the interface that says that it's just this. So mostly of us watching this, we don't know how to act with this alert. So I brought this example because it's a tragic example, but to exemplify how important is really good design and using good design in any kind of situation, in any kind of support and product. Also, as humans, we pay more attention to negative experiences over positive or neutral ones. Which means that if we don't pay attention to this, maybe the people only uses our product once. So what we need to remember, we need to design our systems to remain functional. Not only designing the happy path, but also design when the systems are broken. What happens when systems are broken? So the user does not need to worry about it, to not get confused to it. And also, we need to make everything accessible to everyone. We need to build inclusive. We need to be inclusive and accessible. And also, know the users and think as if you were one of them using the product. We need to build empathy. And also, increase the contrast between something that is really important for the user to something that is not. So, as big steps for our profession, I say that we need to start to see design as a mission. maybe we cannot save the world, but we can save the day of someone that is using our design or something that's we designed. And I think we need to explain more what the designer really does, what is our profession, what we aim to do, and how we can help as designers. So here is possible design for you.
Is there any question for Anna? Yes.
Yeah. And thank you for your presentation. I'm a little bit curious of what you exactly do at Advertio, and particularly how do you apply these techniques? If I got it right, your company is a design agency, right?
No.
No? Okay, so what is your company first?
Okay, it's showing here.
What about Andy? My friend Andy, he needs to understand the whole
Okay.
Sorry. For Andy.
So first, Advertio is a startup, recently created startup. We are about 10 people. I'm the only one designer now. I'm trying to expand the team. And what we do is to simplify the creation of online campaigns. So if you don't know how to do it, we make it simple, and you just need to put your URL. We scrape your URL, and we suggest everything for you to create your online campaign. So basically, we do that.
And how do you deal with customers that have a really fixed idea, and for you sounds like a terrible idea? How do you cope with this?
So
really
currently, I have not this difficulty, but I was a design consultant before. So, as I said in the presentation, we need to explain what we really do, because people tend to make up their own idea of the product. So we need to educate constantly the people, because if your product results, your product becomes an example. So everyone wants to be the next Amazon, the next Google. So every person has a good example, an example that works, but maybe that example doesn't work for them. So we need to explain that, we need to educate for this. So, and basically what I said here was the feedback I received along the years about my work as a designer.
Any more questions for Anna? Okay, Anna, thank you.